What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 8 Millionaire Maker.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video after I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools. I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL Week 8. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. Now, my Millionaire Maker pick, I'm going to save some salary with this pick, but I love Jalen Hurts this week. I already picked him in my top DFS picks video yesterday, and he could definitely be your Millionaire Maker quarterback, but I'm going to save some salary at the quarterback position because I have a stack I want to go with this week. So my Millionaire Maker quarterback is Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons, playing the Carolina Panthers, who have a good defense overall, and they give up the 11th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Matt Ryan has averaged 20.4 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 1.7 rush attempts per game. He's only going to be about 5% owned, projected at 18.2 fantasy points here in Week 8. But I think he can score 20 fantasy points or more in this one, and he's $5,900 DraftKings salary, $1,300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 46 points scored in this game, with the Falcons favored by 3. So Matt Ryan, he scored 22, 25, and 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He's playing fantastic. He's got Calvin Ridley back. He's got an awesome tight end, and he has a pass-catching running back who can go the distance, catch the ball out of the backfield and break one for a touchdown, or run a long route and catch a ball like a wide receiver for a touchdown. So I think that gives Matt Ryan an advantage as a fantasy quarterback. So I like Matt Ryan here versus the Carolina Panthers.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. My Millionaire Maker running back for NFL Week 8 is Joe Mixon from the Cincinnati Bengals, playing the New York Jets, who have the 4th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Joe Mixon has averaged 15.6 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 17.6 rush attempts per game and 2.3 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 8% owned. He's on the field for 63% of the snaps, but he touches the ball 51% of that time. So when he's on the field, chances are he's getting the ball. And Joe Mixon, he scored 12, 26, and 11 fantasy points in the last 3 games. I'm expecting a big game out of him here in Week 8. He's projected at 16.6 fantasy points, and he's $6,900 DraftKings salary, $700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 43.5 points scored in this game, with the Bengals favored by 10. So you got a fantastic matchup, a running game script. I think Joe Mixon might get 20 plus touches in this game, so I like Joe Mixon here versus the New York Jets. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. So I'm going to save some salary with this pick. I like Michael Pittman Jr. from the Indianapolis Colts playing the Tennessee Titans, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Michael Pittman Jr. has averaged 14.9 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.1 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 13% owned. He's on the field for 92% of the snaps. He's projected at 14.2 fantasy points here in week 8. And I like this pick because he's only $5,300 DraftKings salary, $1,300 more on FanDuel. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 51 points scored in this game, with the Colts trailing by 1. So I like that it's a high-scoring game here. Fantastic matchup. Now, Tennessee Titans are coming off of a huge upset win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm expecting somewhat of a letdown game for the Titans. And I think Michael Pittman Jr. is going to get a ton of pass targets in this game. So I like Michael Pittman Jr. here versus the Tennessee Titans. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. So my millionaire maker tight end is Kyle Pitts from the Atlanta Falcons playing the Carolina Panthers, who have a good defense overall. They're middle of the pack defending opposing tight ends. Kyle Pitts has averaged 15 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.3 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 5% owned. He's on the field for 73% of the snaps, projected at 13.9 fantasy points here in week 8. He's $6,300 DraftKings salary, $500 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 46 points scored in this game, with the Falcons favored by 3. So I like that this is a close, competitive game. And Kyle Pitts had a breakout game 2 weeks ago, and he followed it up with 26 fantasy points. So he scored 26 fantasy points last week and 30 fantasy points the week before that. He had a slow start to the season, but it looks like everything is clicking, and this guy just looks really good out there. The past couple of weeks, he's looked awesome. So I like Kyle Pitts here versus the Carolina Panthers.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
You've unlocked the bonus content.
Okay guys, here we are in the DraftKings lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in here, and we've generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Matt Ryan, Damian Harris, Joe Mixon, Cortland Sutton, Russell Gage, Antonio Brown, Kyle Pitts, Michael Pittman Jr., and the Seattle Seahawks defense. So I love this lineup. We got the double stack with Matt Ryan, Russell Gage, and Kyle Pitts. Russell Gage scored 16.7 fantasy points in his game back from injury last game. He's only going to be about 1% owned, and he's only $4,200 DraftKings salary, so I think he makes a lot of sense in this stack. Love the rest of these players. Damian Harris has a smash matchup versus the LA Chargers, who haven't been able to stop any running back so far this season. So I like this lineup. I'm going to save this lineup so I can optimize it later if anything changes. Okay, now here we are in the FanDuel lineup optimizer. Over here on Draft Dashboard, we have our Millionaire Maker core locked in, and we generated a lineup. So let's see who we got. We got Matt Ryan, Joe Mixon, Damian Harris, Stephon Diggs, Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman Jr., Kyle Pitts, Chuba Hubbard, and the Bears defense. So a couple of players the same as the DK lineup, Damian Harris and Cortland Sutton. Although I like both of these picks, if you take a look at Cortland Sutton, you could swap him to Calvin Ridley, and you could stack up Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts here. So on the other lineup in DK, we're stacking Russell Gage and Kyle Pitts, but let's stack Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts over here on FanDuel. And I like the rest of this lineup. Chuba Hubbard looks like a great play at only $6,600 FanDuel salary. We got the Bears defense over the San Francisco 49ers. They've been kind of struggling with their offense, although they played in a super rainy game last week. But their offense is struggling a little bit, so I think that's a good play there. And I think Damian Harris is just worth going with in both of our lineups. And then Stephon Diggs, you could change him to Mike Williams, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Mike Evans. So lots of options there, but I like Stephon Diggs in this spot. So I like this lineup, so I'm going to save it so I can optimize it later if anything changes.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.